Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Talkin Wrasslin podcast with your host, the macho-loving, cornet-carny, little munchkin Denny Vale. And the Jacksonville wrestling fan, whose favorite wrestlers, of course, are forever and always will be the Young Bucks, Lyssie Vale. Together, these two give a retrospective of the week in the professional wrestling world throughout all promotions across the world. So let's jump into this week's episode. Oh my God!
Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Talkin Wrasslin with me, Lyssie, and I also have Dylan here.
Hello.
Hi, Dylan.
Hello.
How are you doing today?
Tired.
I'm extremely tired.
I'm tired. My shoulder hurts. I'm falling apart. I'm old. I'm tired. I work with children. And I'm fragile.
Oh my god, I am so tired. Excessively tired. But I'm going to give a quick little rundown of what we're getting into with this episode today. We'll be talking about some stuff that went on during the week. We'll be talking about Raw, Dynamite, Rampage, Collision. We'll be doing our SummerSlam predictions, flashback match of the week, and then wrestler of the week, which I'll be picking at some point because I'm the wrestler or the host, so I get to pick the wrestler of the week.
Yes.
But I guess more so to start things off. Dylan, how was your week?
Yeah, it was boring. I worked, and I don't think anything happened during the week, right?
I don't think so.
No, I finally got a big Bubba Rogers figure.
You did?
So my Midnight Express is completed.
Mm-hmm.
So that's nice. I don't think anything else happened, really.
Not really. Not that I can think of, at least.
No.
No.
It was a very boring week. Very, very lackluster, boring.
To and fro work, and that's about it.
Yeah. Just about it.
Well, I started my new job this week, which has been murdering me based off of my hours, because I've been working morning shift. And I have been exhausted all fucking week because of it. So, like, my first day was, like, I went in at 7 o'clock, but then the remaining 4 days I went in at 4:30 in the morning. So, I had to wake up at, like, 3 a.m. To get ready for work. Dylan, stop coughing.
Sorry. It's allergies.
So, I have been so fucking tired all week. All week I've been exhausted. Although it has been nice getting out at, like, 1 o'clock. Which is pretty cool, but, like, it has been kicking my fucking ass.
I believe it.
But, I mean, so far, so good with the new job. I like it. You know, it's not bad. Is what it is. Just different environment for me, and it's, I don't want to say stressful, but, you know, it's overwhelming, because it's, again, new environment, new type of job, and whatnot. So I'm not really, you know, 100% sure going into it, like, what I'm to be doing, but, I'm getting there, so I can't complain too much, you know.
I think you'll get used to it.
I think so. I think it's just gonna be one of those things where it's gonna take a little bit to get into the rhythm of things, and once I do, it'll be good though. So, yeah. Aside from that, I mean, nothing else really happened this week. I've just been working and sleeping and broke, waiting for that first paycheck to hit in the next 2 weeks. So. That'll be fun.
That's it. We're making merch. Buy our merch.
Yeah, right. Anyway, let's just kind of get right into things. So to start things off, we watched a movie that's on, was it Tubi? Pluto?
Yeah, Tubi.
Tubi? That was on Tubi TV, called Backyard Dogs.
Yes.
That's from, like, 2000,
yes.
I think. Which basically the premise of the movie is it follows two backyard wrestlers who are trying to win a competition, I guess, or win a shot to go to FMW to wrestle in FMW.
Yes.
Which the whole concept of it is the most absurd thing I've ever heard in my entire fucking life.
It's such a wild movie.
Yeah.
Hayabusa's in it. The
Yeah.
only time that he's in an American movie. Frankie Kazarian's in it.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it's based off of backyard wrestlers trying to make it big.
It is the most unrealistic backyard wrestling movie I think I've ever seen in my life. Although I don't think I've ever actually seen another backyard wrestling movie.
It's wild.
These fuckers were getting paid?
Yeah, they were getting
paid.
They got paid to do this shit?
That's insane. That shit didn't happen.
My favorite thing of them saying, oh, if it turns real, it's a shootout.
Shootout.
Dee Dee saying hello to you.
It was a fun movie. It was a very 2000s movie, though.
It was.
I'll say that much. It was very stereotypical 2000s, exactly what you could predict. Hi, Dee Dee.
Dee Dee.
What are you doing, bud?
He's just saying hello.
He's just saying hi. Oh, and he's leaving. Okay.
He was just saying hi.
It was a good movie, though. So, I mean, I would recommend watching it. Like, I mean, Tubi's free. So, go get the Tubi app and watch it. Because it was fun. Yeah. It was a fun watch. It was just wild. It ended very abruptly, too.
It did. It
ended incredibly abruptly, so I was like, well, okay. And, like, some of the stuff in the movie was, like, a little hard to follow. Where I was like, what is happening right now? Like, we are not explaining any of this.
Oh, yeah, it's just random shit, bro.
But, you know, I mean, in fairness, it falls into the same vein as what I would imagine, or what I know backyard wrestling is. Ending very abruptly, and a bunch of random fucking bullshit going on that no one understands.
Yeah, go listen to our episode with Bryce.
Yeah, the only thing that's different is these fuckers got paid.
Yeah.
That was really it.
Motherfuckers getting paid.
Well, I ended up with trying to get a shot for FMW.
It's crazy.
What are you doing, Dee Dee? Why are you running around?
Ghost chased him in here.
Oh. What? Why are you coming over to me? What am I gonna do? What am I supposed to do?
Our cats are interrupting our podcast.
They are. Hi. Oh.
We have special guest Dee Dee here. Dee Dee, what did you think of Backyard Dogs?
He doesn't like dogs. But yeah, download the Tubi app. Go watch it. It was a fun watch. It's only like an hour and a half long, so it's not a super long movie. Yeah. But it was fun. It was something fun to watch. Moving on, in the same vein of things, Dylan showed me ESW.
I did.
A little bit. Not a whole lot of it, but showed me a little bit of it.
We watched the Extreme Rumble, the first Extreme Rumble. Then I showed you some Wicked J stuff.
Mm-hmm. Which is wild to me. These motherfuckers wrestling on trampolines. Because, like, in my thought process, wrestling on a trampoline has to fucking suck.
Yes.
That shit's gotta be hard. I've jumped on trampolines before. I could not imagine working a match on a trampoline.
They eventually do get a ring towards, like, everything.
Yeah.
Like, they eventually build it to a ring. But, like, prime ESW is when they had no ring and was using no ring or just a trampoline.
It was wild, though. That fucking 12-year-old kid. What was his name?
That was Austin G, I think.
Austin G?
Yeah, I think that's what
insane. Yeah. I'm like, dude, this guy's literally 12 years old.
Yeah, he was going wild.
But he was going in fucking insane. So, good on him.
What did you think of the production and everything?
Honestly,
feel free to rip apart another backyard wrestling promotion.
Honestly, I'm kind of shocked because from what I understand, this was like mid to late 2000s from what Dylan was saying.
Yeah, this was like
around the rise of YouTube.
I forget what year this exactly was, but it was like late 2000s, early 2010s.
Okay, so like the production for this was actually shockingly very good, especially for the time frame that it was. We had multiple camera angles. We had pretty well quality cameras for the time. And it was solid. Like, it was all around very solid production, very well put together. And again, like, oh geez. And again, sorry, I was holding the mic stand and it fell. So hopefully that doesn't sound too bad. But what was I saying? Oh yeah. It was pretty well put together, especially like from, you know, like just thinking about it at the time, like this is probably made in like Movie Maker with like 3 different people's parents' cameras or something. And like all in all though, like it's very, very well done, not over the top, and it's obviously has like that classic like old school backyard wrestling gritty feel to it.
It's better than a DCW production.
it's more authentic. Because it is.
Feel free to fucking rip into it, because the DCW production, because I'm sure these people probably watch DCW if we shoved it down their throats enough to go watch how bad it was and everything. But, like, it's better than DCW production.
It's not over the top like DCW
It's not stupid fucking camera whatever the fucks.
There was a lot of stuff in DCW editing wise that was not as good as it could have been, in my opinion. Just like a lot of unnecessary things added. Now granted, I was the camera person. I filmed a lot of it. I didn't have any say in like editing or putting things together or anything like that. I just did the camera work.
Now explain to the people though what you were using the film, and then explain the quality of if you were going to watch an episode of DCW on YouTube.
Okay, so
DCW Extreme.
One of the big things that wanted to be done in DCW or have the feel for DCW was like that old school backyard wrestling vibe. So like, you know, maybe not the best camera quality, but not like shit camera quality. Like, not like you can't see what's going on. It's all pixels.
We were filming matches
I'm getting there.
On an iPhone
yes.
XR.
I think it might have been a Samsung or an iPhone. But nonetheless, so the feel that was attempted to be going for this was like mid-2000s vibe. But we were filming with like a newer phone. So like a new iPhone or a newer Samsung phone. Which obviously is going to have like better quality, so it's not going to have that type of like authentic feel, because that authentic feel is like the crummy, gritty cameras and whatnot. And then editing was done to the footage to like just add a bunch of either like clip arty type of effects or clip arty stuff, or to make the quality of the videos like be downplayed to look like worse quality, which doesn't work well when you're doing it off of a good camera already. Basically, I always thought that the best route of action would have been to like go on eBay and buy like a camera from like mid-2000s or late 2000s, because, you know, at the time of when technology developed, like the best quality in the 2010s is gonna be like, you know, 240 for like today.
Or just accept the fact that it is the year of 2021, 22, 23 at the time we were doing this.
Mm-hmm.
And just accept the fact that it is that year and we're not in 1999, and just fucking like no one wants to watch fucking 240p anymore.
No, but what I'm saying is, like, if that's the vibe that you want to go with and that's the aesthetic, there was ways of going about it and doing it that was going to be better than what we were doing now. So, you know, I'm just saying from that point of view. Ghost is sitting on my legs and he's hurting me. Ghost, can you move?
Ghost is now interrupting the podcast.
He is hurting me.
Ghost, what do you remember about DCW?
Nothing, because he wasn't there. But yeah, no, so all in all, like, ESW was good. It was very well put together for the time, and it was fun. So yeah, I mean, if you haven't watched any of it, it's all on YouTube, so you can go check it out on YouTube.
Yeah, just type in ESW Wrestling, Extreme Showdown Wrestling. Wicked J's there. Yeah.
Yeah, so if you're interested, go check it out. Ghost, get away from the recording. Jesus Christ. Moving on, Dylan forgot about a Way Back Wednesday match.
I did. I forgot Wednesday existed this week. And we were watching Dynamite, and I was like, oh shit, it's Wednesday. And I was like, oh, I didn't upload a Way Back Wednesday match. So yeah, I didn't upload a Way Back Wednesday match this week. I'll try to remember this week. I'm gonna do I think I mentioned it in the Bryce episode, but I'm gonna do me versus Go-Go in the hardcore match, because I think people will enjoy that match, and that was a fun match, and Lyssie plays a part in that match, and there'll be a funny story to tell on this podcast about that match.
Yeah
About the heel.
Oh yeah, of course.
So we'll hopefully I remember, and hopefully that's up on my YouTube this week.
Yeah. But you know what did happen this week? That's got everyone talking.
Oh boy.
That makes it really good for me.
I purposely put like the first three things in order just so I can say this. And that wraps up the backyard wrestling news portion of this episode.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it sure does. But
what happened, Lissy?
Well, something happened that's really good for the Drew Girlies and the Jack-Offs, and that's a Drew McIntyre and Jack Perry photo making its way to Twitter and Instagram via Drew McIntyre's
and it was
account.
A tweet and a delete.
It was a tweet and delete where there's a picture of Drew and Jack, and they're smiling like the little shitbags they are. And I think Drew captioned it saying, like, it's a real photo, go cry us a river.
Yeah.
And it was up for a little bit, and then he deleted it.
Yeah.
But obviously people saved the photo and reposted it and everything. So that's wild to me, and insane and wonderful and great and everything I could have ever fucking asked for in my entire life.
During all of this,
I should do an edit for that photo.
I've learned during all of this that news reports came out that, like, because everyone, of course, is like, oh my god, what does Punk think about this? I'm mad, or why did it get tweeted and deleted, and all of that. Supposedly, Punk is, like, cool with everything. Like, him and Drew are planning everything out step by step. And literally, Drew was probably like, yo, I just met Jack, and I got a picture with him. Is it cool if I upload it to Twitter? And Punk was supposedly Punk was pretty much like, yeah, fuck it, do it. So that's what happened. And what was the other thing I was gonna fucking say? Wow, I'm toaster.
I don't know, dog. I couldn't tell you.
Yeah, I'm toaster. I just drew a blank.
Drew McIntyre?
There's Drew McIntyre and Jack Perry and Punk.
And reports coming out about how Punk's not actually mad about it and he doesn't give a shit.
Yeah. No, that might be it, to be honest with you. I thought there was something else to this.
Oh.
Yep.
Well, yeah, I was so happy when I saw that photo. I don't even remember what I was doing, but I was saying something to Dylan, and he quite literally cut me off mid-sentence. I was like, hold on. This is really fucking important. Listen, this is really important. Hold on. Just stop what you're doing. Stop what you're saying. You need to look at this picture right now.
Yeah. I popped up on my Twitter. I was like, what the fuck?
But that's cool. That's awesome. That's amazing. I love it. I love them so much. Those are my guys.
It's funny. I never thought Drew McIntyre and Jack Perry would be friends.
Those are my problematic queens right there.
Just funny.
Anyway, moving on. So, congrats to the Von Erichs and Dustin Rhodes for winning the 6-man Ring of Honor belts.
Yes.
Which is cool and great and awesome.
They had battled the belts last night, and yes, they won with Dustin, the Von Erichs. Mm-hmm. And it was very fun and nice.
I wish I was able to see the match. I was tired, and I was trying to stay up for Battle of the Belts, but I was up since 3 o'clock in the morning that day, yesterday, and I was like, I think I could stay up because I was able to stay up for Collision, but I was like, I think I could stay up for Battle of the Belts, and then I was like, no, it's not happening. I could feel myself, like, falling asleep, so I was like, alright, well...
You missed nothing, but you never miss anything on Battle of the Belts. It's literally like, why is it even there at this point?
Well, clearly I did, because I missed the Von Erichs and Dustin winning the belts.
That's the only thing.
Which is probably the main event, right?
Yeah, that was the main event. Yeah. But yeah, like, titles never change hands. The titles only changed hands here because there was no one holding the titles. I don't fucking know, man.
I mean, titles could change hands there. They booked it that way.
They never do, though. It's the D show. Yeah, you have Dynamite, and you have Collision, and then you have Rampage, and you have Battle of the Belts, and the fucking Ring of Honor is the E show.
Battle of the Belts I won't even classify as a show because it only happens quarterly.
The Ring of Honor's Protection Witness Program show. That's where you go to die.
Well,
that's where you go to get forgotten about.
Again, just because we don't watch Ring of Honor doesn't mean good things aren't happening over there. We don't know. We don't watch it.
No one does.
People watch it.
Did you see that?
There's a lot of people online that watch it.
Did you see that Tony wants to make Ring of Honor AEW Ring of Honor? Like, not just call it Ring of Honor. It would be called AEW Ring of Honor, kind of like WWE CW.
Yeah, I think that's a bad idea.
Yeah, it's a fucking horrible idea. Tony has killed Ring of Honor. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to say it. It's not the same as what it used to be.
I mean, it hasn't been the same as what it's used to be in like 20 years.
No, Ring of Honor is fucking good from 2002 till COVID. There was always good moments in Ring of Honor. COVID slightly killed it, and it was holding on, and then Tony Khan got his grubby little billionaire fingers on it and ruined it and massacred it. And here we are.
But we don't watch it.
I'm not paying for Honor Club.
I'm just saying, we don't watch it, so we don't know what's actually going on.
I'm not paying for Honor Club when half the shit on Honor Club isn't even on Honor Club, and then you can just watch the good shit on YouTube for free.
I'm just saying. Anyway.
They massacred Ring of Honor.
Anyway, let's move on to Raw, which I don't think I only like really know 1.5 of what's going on of what you wrote down. So Braun Breaker versus Ilya Dragunov. I don't think I was paying attention to this.
I just wanted to say it was a very good match.
Okay.
I really like Braun, and I like Ilya. What's your opinions on Braun and Ilya?
I mean, they're both fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're both all right.
They're just all right.
Yeah, they're fine.
Wow. Unbelievable.
I mean, I don't really have much to say. I don't really pay attention to Raw.
This is fucking... Raw's the better fucking wrestling show in WWE.
Yeah, I know. I don't really pay attention to SmackDown either.
We didn't even watch SmackDown this week.
No, we didn't.
Because it was fucking taped, and I didn't feel like watching it. I just looked up the results.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, nothing important. Move on to the next thing.
So,
Braun and Ilya were great.
Okay,
That's all I want to say.
Okay, so Punk versus Drew is official with Seth Rollins as a special guest referee.
Yes, we're getting Punk and Drew at SummerSlam.
Mm-hmm.
And then with a little twist of Seth Rollins, special guest referee.
I hope he dresses like a slut.
He probably will. He's been retweeting stuff.
He better dress like a slut.
But yeah, Punk's cleared. He wants to fight Drew. Drew wants to fight Punk. But then you got the Seth Rollins thing in there. I mean, we're going to give away our SummerSlam predictions later, but Drew needs the win.
My prediction is that Punk's going to get hurt again.
Don't wish hurtful things.
I'm not wishing. I'm saying
on this.
That I'm not wishing he gets hurt. I'm predicting that happens. Because it seems like he's got a good 2-match streak and then he gets hurt.
This would be he hasn't had another match. This would be his first match, you fool.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Then the next one he's going to get hurt. He's going to get hurt against Seth.
Probably.
Yep.
Well, yeah, Seth's an unsafe worker, according to Bret Hart. Well, yeah, Seth made Sting retire at one point.
Yeah?
Yeah, he did. It was Seth Rollins' fault. He broke John Cena's nose.
Mm-hmm.
Seth Rollins is turning into Rey Mysterio with his left knee.
I love Seth Rollins.
I like Seth Rollins, too.
I mean, I think the match will be good and fun and whatever. We'll see. I'm just still happy that they're doing stuff with Drew. You know what I mean? Like, he actually has...
Drew McIntyre injuring CM Punk is the greatest thing that's happened to Drew McIntyre.
I'm just wondering if, once this whole feud's over, what they're going to do with Drew.
He should feud with Gunther for the belt.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on. Let's talk about the Dom, Rhea, and Liv saga.
Dom broke Liv's heart.
Yeah, I saw that.
He broke Liv's heart. Told her to go fuck herself.
He was like, "I hate you, Liv.
And
you're the worst thing that's ever happened to me, Liv."
And he wants mommy, and he got mommy. This feud is literally turning into everything that you wish you wouldn't.
Yeah.
But it's still pretty compelling television.
I'm hoping that that's it, and then tomorrow on Raw is when the girls really run it back and they actually go into their history, and they're just okay, cool. Dom's back with Rhea, and Judgment Day is saved temporarily for now. Yay!
I think Dom's gonna turn again. I think this is all a ploy. We'll get into our SummerSlam predictions later, but it's a big ploy.
Why though? For why? What is the legitimate reason as to why he would turn on Rhea?
To get with Liv.
But why?
Rhea's
He's
pretty.
feeling a blonde. Is that what
Yeah,
it is? Like,
that's what it
I'm
is.
into blondes now.
That's what it is. Like he's done enough with Rhea. It's time to move on.
That's stupid.
Men
That's so
are
stupid.
stupid. Dom's stupid.
That's so stupid.
If I had to pick between Liv Morgan or Rhea, all due respect, I'm picking Rhea.
Yes.
Just
Always.
saying.
Always picking Rhea.
But Dom's pretty stupid.
Fucking idiot.
I know. He doesn't know what he got.
Judgment Day is gonna fall apart.
I think that's what's leading into all of this. Is Judgment Day is gonna fall apart.
And then I'm gonna have no reason to watch WWE anymore.
I hope Carlito holds everyone together.
I hope Carlito's the last remaining member of Judgment Day.
It's Carlito and R-Truth.
Yeah, that's it. That's
and
the
JD.
whole...
You know what? Fuck it. Put JD.
Yeah, JD. They were like, we're breaking up the Judgment Day, but JD, it's okay. You could stay in it. Just stay over here, and that's it. All right, let's go on to Dynamite.
Yes.
And we'll start with the American champion MJF.
I love this.
I've seen so many people shitting on it because they're like, the
Good.
belt's ugly and
Good.
this is stupid and
Good.
this is terrible. And I'm like,
Good.
you dumb motherfuckers, that's the point.
That's the whole point of all of this. Good.
Also, he's doing a, like, run back of when Ospreay changed the American title in New Japan to the United Kingdom title.
Yeah.
So it's like the whole point.
Good.
Good. He's not gonna hold the belt for very long. I don't think he's gonna drop it to Ospreay.
I think
he's
losing at Wembley.
So I mean,
I like this. This is good. I was telling Lissy about it. This is old school wrestling to a T. This always works when you do America versus insert
other country.
Yeah,
here.
insert other country because it'll work. It'll get over. Especially since they're doing TV in the US and all of that, and then they're gonna go over to the UK, and it's just one of those rare things that the guy that's the US is the heel, and the guy from the other country is the face. It's usually the other way around, because not to like sound racist or anything like that, but a foreign heel always gets over in the United States.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be it's good. I like it. Okay, I like it.
What match are we watching?
We are watching Bash at the Beach 1995. It's Ric Flair versus Macho Man in a lifeguard match.
What the fuck is a lifeguard match?
It's a lumberjack match.
Okay.
But they're just lifeguards because they're on the beach. You can see they're on the beach. They're actually on the beach.
Could you imagine being one of those people in the waves back there and being like, what the fuck is going on over there?
You're just surfing and you're like, whoa, dude, hang
like,
on.
is that fucking Ric Flair?
That's Ric Flair, bro.
Like, okay. But yeah.
Bro, imagine, like, them recording this show. Because we were talking about this last night. And a shark just fucking comes. There's a shark scare.
A beach whale.
A beach whale.
Shows up,
something.
a tsunami happening. I don't understand why you're scared of the beach.
Yo, I don't know what the fuck's in that water.
I want to go to the beach. Why, Dylan, why are we recording a podcast today and we could have went to the beach?
We should have went to the beach.
We should have just went to the beach.
I'm fine walking on the beach. I like long walks on the beaches.
Asbury Park's not a far drive. I don't know if you have to pay to get on that beach, though.
I mean, I don't know.
I don't think so. I think I got into the beach without paying when I went to Asbury last.
I was gonna say, I think the only one I know that's free is Atlantic City.
I'm not going to Atlantic City.
I don't want to walk on the Atlantic City
Fuck
beach.
Atlantic
That
City.
beach is disgusting, bro.
Yeah.
That boardwalk sucks too. Wildwood's boardwalk's always good.
Yeah, we can go to, do you have to pay to get onto Wildwood?
I think so.
Why? Why do you have to pay to get onto nature? What if I just walk down the road far enough?
Why
and
do
then
I
just get
gotta
onto
pay
the
to
beach?
get on the beach?
Stupid.
That's dumb as fuck.
Anyway, moving on. I'm just gonna read this as it was written. I really hate to say this, but I'm barely watching this match, and every time I look up, all I see is them chopping each other, referring to Jericho and Suzuki. Also, this match was garbage.
Yeah.
I mean, anything that Jericho's in is turned to shit. So,
yeah, this was not good.
No.
Minoru Suzuki versus Chris Jericho was bad. I barely was paying attention because I didn't want to watch this match, and every time I would look up from my phone, they would just be chopping each other. And this match went on for super fucking long. They're just chopping the fuck out of each other. It was bad. Jericho wins.
You know it's bad when you make Suzuki look bad.
Yeah.
Like, all dude does is beat the shit out of people. That's like his whole thing.
It's just...
He just wrecks people.
Yeah, but it was also getting old because they just did the whole fucking thing that Suzuki just chops Jericho to make Jericho's chest bleed. It was like, holy fuck. I'd rather watch Suzuki over Ishii, at least.
I just am so sick and tired of this whole Jericho thing. I'm tired of him being everywhere. I just want him to go away. I really just want Jericho to go away.
Tony Khan needs
I'm so over him.
Fucking let Chris Jericho go on tour with Fozzy. Fozzy's due for a world tour.
Yeah, hey Fozzy, when's the last time you guys did a world tour?
You guys need a world tour.
Can you, like, get out of here, please? Alright, and then we'll talk about the meat and the potatoes, or as some would call the blood and the guts of this podcast, which is blood and guts.
Yes, the blood and guts match.
Which, Dylan going into this is like, and I mean, maybe you still have the same outlying thought about it.
I have opinions on certain things in this match.
Dylan was like, you know, I'm not excited for this blood and guts match because there was no build. And I get it, there really wasn't a whole hell of a lot of build, and like, I understand that, but I knew this match was going to be good, and this match was good, and it was fun, and it was crazy, and it was wild, and I liked it.
So, was it the best blood and guts match they've done? No. Was it the worst blood and guts match they have done? No. This was like really middle ground.
It was very storytelling.
Did it exceed my expectations? Yes. It was good. There were certain things that maybe could have done better. I do think AEW is falling under the same umbrella WWE was falling under for a very long time of, oh shit, it's that time of the month or time of the year. We gotta do the blood and guts match. And there's no build. So I think they gotta, it's okay to not have a blood and guts match every year. Like, WWE, I'm sure they're gonna have a fucking War Games match this year, but like, it's just, you don't have to do it every year because it's on the calendar. Like, let it build, let it have a fucking thing for it. But
you can do it every year, just rope the story into it. But I also think that probably the story got a little fucked because I think I see a lot of people talking on the internet, which I don't necessarily disagree with, that the Bucks are kind of in like a bit of a limbo right now without Kenny. So there's supposed to be a lot of stuff going on with Kenny. And obviously he's out.
They seem to be in limbo.
They're kind of just stuck in like this weird limbo middle ground thing of trying to just kill time until Kenny gets back.
The main story going on in the Elite right now mostly is like, where does Hangman lie? Mm-hmm. That's kind of the main thing. Like, you have the Young Bucks feuding with the Acclaimed, which, sure. They did cut a hell of a promo last night on Collision where I said, honestly, it should just, like, if everyone's complaining about Bucks and FTR, which I am too, again, let it be Bucks, FTR, and Acclaimed. Mm-hmm. It'll be something different. But, like, who the fuck wins that match? Honestly, probably the Bucks. Mm-hmm. Okada really isn't doing anything either. He's the Continental Champion and kind of just saying bitch. And, like, Jack just won the TNT title. It seemed like Jack and Darby were the main characters of this Blood and Guts match.
Yeah.
Because they literally just used this Blood and Guts match to build to Darby and Jack at Wembley, which the finish, pretty controversial to certain people on the internet. The finish, I kind of dug a little bit. But could have probably been done a little bit better. I'm not a professional, but I just think it could have been done maybe a little bit better. But I did like how they did go about it. The unprotected chair shot was crazy, but I'd be a hypocrite to be like, what the fuck were they doing? If you know, you know. But
it was fun, and people are taking that so fucking out of context and freaking the fuck out about it, and it's the same fucking people that are like, I miss the Attitude Era.
I'm sure the chair might have been like somewhat gimmicked.
People were saying they think it was because it was the only chair there that was marked.
Yeah, so I'm sure it was probably gimmicked. But I just like I I don't get mad when that stuff happens. I just kind of like cringe a little bit because I'm like, God damn, there goes your fucking brains. But whatever. I can't say anything about that. It wasn't bad. Like, it wasn't like, oh, like, God, eye roll or anything. But
I mean, Briscoe also just threw the chair relatively close to Jack. It's not like he cracked him as hard as he could off the top of his head.
Yeah.
He just kind of like was maybe like 2-3 feet in front of him and threw the chair at him.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't anything wild.
I'm trying to think of like different spots that went on in this match. I'm trying to think, like,
Darby climbing like the top of the rafter or whatever of the cage and falling onto Jack on the table.
Yeah, Darby and Jack started the match on the outside of the ring. At one point, everyone was on the outside.
The staplers.
Oh, the staplers were fucking nuts. Everyone was just stapling the fuck out of each other.
Swerve was getting like insanely stapled by all of the members of the Elite, and then he fucking hulked up and was like, fuck you guys, and then started stapling each other, and he stapled fucking Hangman in the cheek and Jack in the neck and Okada in the middle finger, and
everyone was stapling everyone.
Matt took a gnarly bump on a thumbtack skateboard.
Yeah.
Who got pushed off the top of the... Was it Bowens? I think Anthony Bowens went through the tables.
Yeah.
Anthony Bowens went through the tables. Swerve got handcuffed onto the outside, and Hangman was beating the shit out of him.
Jeff Jarrett
showed up, and he hit Brandon Cutler in the head with a guitar.
Jeff Jarrett and Daddy Ass made the save.
Mm-hmm.
That's wild. That's insane.
I think it was a good match. I think it was fun, and there was a lot of storytelling in it.
It was
very storytelling-centric.
It was better than last year's Blood and Guts match.
What was last year's?
The Elite versus Blackpool Combat Club. That was not good.
No, that was good. That had Coda in it, right?
That was not good, Lissy.
I liked it.
It could have been better.
Could have been better, but I don't think it was a bad match.
Could have been better.
I mean, the finish did get fucked up.
Could have been better. Jack Perry was the sacrifice.
He was. He got chained to the fucking... or handcuffed to the cage. And then Matt Jackson gave up to save Jack because he loves his son.
And now it's going to be Darby and Jack at All In.
Mm-hmm.
Who wins that match?
I think Jack wins.
I think Jack wins. I think Darby should win at Wrestle Dream in Seattle.
Yeah, I think Jack's gonna win. And I don't think Jack and Darby's story's over yet, because they are that of wrestling soulmates.
But also, it just confuses me of what's going on, because we can go right into the next thing here of Darby wins the Royal Rampage on Rampage, and he gets a title shot at Grand Slam.
Mm-hmm.
So that's just weird.
It's going back to what I've been saying this entire fucking time. Swerve's title reign is all of his sins coming back to him. All of the people he has wronged coming back to him. Swerve and Darby go way fucking back.
Why is he facing Bryan Danielson then?
Real graps. That's it. Honestly, I feel like his match with Danielson is A, Hangman's too soon. B, even though I don't think that Hangman and Swerve need the belt to win. Not to win. Need the belt to end their feud. But nonetheless, I think they will. I think that's what's gonna end up happening. But that's more than likely just for real graps.
Or it's just Tony Khan being like, I want Bryan Danielson to main event Wembley Stadium.
Well, I mean, if that's his last match.
It's not going to be his last match. Wrestle Dream's his last match.
Okay.
His contract's up soon. But his last match is going to be Wrestle Dream. In his hometown.
But yeah, I think Swerve's entire title reign is just all the people he's wronged coming back to get him. And Darby's in that list. And Hangman, I believe, is going to be the one to take the belt off of Swerve to end their feud, because Hangman is that final boss.
No, The Rock is.
Okay. And that pestering thorn in your side they just can't get rid of, that's Hangman.
Who beats Hangman for the belt?
I don't know, whoever was probably supposed to beat him in the first place and not CM Punk.
Should have been CM Punk and Bryan Danielson.
No. I honestly don't know. It all depends on how things are going at that time frame. And what happens to Hangman after he's finally conquered Swerve. What happens then?
The same lackluster title run.
It's not his fault that the title run was lackluster. Every match he had was good. It's not his fault that the stories he was put in sucked.
Whose fault is that?
It's Tony's fault. 100% Tony's fault.
You heard it here, folks.
I'll never not say it wasn't. I've always said
finally,
it was.
People are taking accountability of
I've
Tony
literally
Khan.
always said that. I have always fucking said that Tony booked Hangman terribly for his fucking title reign.
Who else has Tony booked terribly, Lissy? Give me some names and some reasons. I'm just trying to exceed this podcast to at least go an hour.
I'm trying to think. Lance Archer.
Okay.
He's done nothing with them.
Yeah.
He has barely done anything with him.
You are not wrong there. Yeah, I said it last night. I was like, fucking Lance Archer's been doing the same fucking thing for like 3 years now, where he comes out beating up a jobber and then has a squash match, and then he'll get thrown into like a random important match, and he's gonna lose, and then he'll be gone.
Nyla Rose, who is the second women's world champion.
Okay, so any women, pretty much, to be fair. The women's division has been booked like shit since day one.
Yes and no. I agree but disagree, because there are women's wrestlers that he does book a bit better and treat a bit better. Like, before she was injured and out forever, Jamie Hayter was booked well. Britt Baker was booked well. Sheeta was booked well. I would say Rio was booked well and over as fuck.
Rio was not really booked well. Even in the beginning stages of AEW, it was kind of, even when she was the champion, it kind of was just the same.
Maybe it's just because I feel like she's like the all reliable in the women's division.
She was there more often, yeah, but it was not. It was just kind of
I feel like she always gets like that good, like, whenever she is around, she's like consistently on TV. Because she goes back and forth from Japan a lot.
Well, yeah, she comes in pretty much on an excursion or whatever.
Okay. Well, fair enough. Maybe that's why I'm thinking it. Let's see. Who else do I think has been? Well, Jade was obviously booked well enough.
Dark Order after Brody Lee died.
Not booked well.
Not booked well.
Blackpool
Combat Club, not booked well.
I don't really know if I'd agree with that.
Why are they still a faction? What the fuck do they do?
I get that, but again, they're kind of like the all reliable workhorsemen.
Okay, but split them up.
No.
Keep Claudio and Yuta together, but like, you don't need Mox and Danielson on the same fucking team and then they're gonna fucking fight. Also, Mox finally got his vacation.
I know.
So that's crazy. He's getting choked out by fucking jiu-jitsu people.
It took him, 2 years?
Yeah. Who else hasn't been booked right in AEW? Joey Janela.
Adam Cole.
Joey Janela.
And Adam Cole.
Adam Cole. The Undisputed Kingdom.
The whole Undisputed Kingdom.
Wardlow.
Yeah. Wardlow was booked well against MJF, and then after that...
It was a big missed opportunity.
After that, huge missed opportunity.
Who else has not been booked well in AEW? The TNT title. Powerhouse Hobbs, Ricky Starks, Big Bill, Brian Keith.
Oh, Brian Keith.
Keith Lee, yeah, where the fuck?
Miro. Miro's his own fault.
Yeah,
Miro's own
House
fault.
of Black.
House of Black's like a 50-50. Because there's feuds that House of Black have been in that I'm like, this shit's good.
It could have been a lot better.
But it could have been better.
FTR for a time was being booked like shit.
Yeah.
Dan Houndsden. They missed a fucking opportunity.
Yeah, well, Dan Townsend's now just on a spite tour.
Yes, I love it.
And will probably somehow show up in WWE.
That would be fucking wild.
I would just kind of assume that he would show up in WWE, but honestly be doing the same fucking thing he was doing in AEW. Like, they're not
He'll make a lot more money, though.
They're not going
merch.
to book Dan Townsend in WWE as not a comedy character. They're not going to take him seriously in WWE.
Him versus R-Truth will move mountains.
It will move mountains, though. Who would he think he is? Who would R-Truth think that Dan Townsend is?
I don't know. Sting.
Oh my god. Can you imagine if like Dan Townsend shows up and he goes, "Yo, Sting! Man, I haven't seen you in years, man. How you been?" Can you imagine?
Andrade wasn't booked well.
Andrade's not booked well anywhere.
That is true.
Not booked well anywhere.
I don't know, he's a speed champion.
Yeah, not booked well anywhere. Andrade is Roosh. Roosh hasn't really been booked that well.
He fucking lost to MJF and he's gone. See, what did I tell you, Lissy? Roosh is gone all of a sudden.
No, he was just on Rampage.
Was he?
Yeah. He was tagging with Kyle Fletcher? No, he was tagging with somebody that you were like, why the fuck is Roosh tagging with?
I don't give a fuck about Roosh anyway. He's a piece of shit.
But
who else hasn't been booked good? There's a lot.
Yeah.
There's been quite a lot over the years. Joey Janela.
Joey Janela got fucked on, man.
Ethan Page.
Yeah, Ethan Page was not booked well.
Scorpio Sky.
I still don't know where he is.
Me either. He like returns and then leaves and
He returned and then left.
yeah.
Like, so I don't know. It's because they did a whole like big promo video for him and then he just vanished and it's like did he just not agree to what they wanted to book him in? Is that what it was? I don't know.
Like Ricky Starks has been off TV for like 6 months. They really care about Colt Cabana so much, but where the fuck has he been?
Ring of Honor, I think.
He doesn't even do Ring of Honor.
Oh, I don't know. He's probably doing backstage stuff then.
Well, yeah, he was in that. He noticed that he was in the Jericho and Samoa Joe thing when Jericho put him through the wall. Mm-hmm. I was like, why is Colt Cabana there? It's wild.
But no, nonetheless, Blood and Guts was good. It was fun. And I'm excited for Jack versus Darby. They're going to move mountains. I'm excited for... I have to make sure that I can put into work that I can only work that morning because I'm not missing All In. Not missing All In.
All In. It'd be at 1 o'clock or something like that.
Yeah, right?
It'd be London.
No, it's not going to be that early.
Yeah, it was early last year. It was like 1 o'clock.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
London's like 7 hours ahead of us.
That. Yeah, it was early. I forgot that I was like, damn, I watched an AEW pay-per-view and now I can, like, go get dinner.
Yeah. I mean, all AEW pay-per-views should start at 1
Maybe I'll
o'clock.
just take the day off.
Yeah.
Just to make sure I'm off on time. Maybe I'll just take the day off. But yeah. Anyway, moving on. Let's go to Rampage where
we already talked about Rampage.
We did?
I mentioned Darby winning the Royal Rampage.
Oh. Darby won the Royal Rampage. Moving on. Talk about Collision, Hologram versus the Beast, Mordos.
I really like both these guys.
Mm-hmm.
Hologram might be my new favorite wrestler.
Yeah?
Yeah. I like this fucking guy. I also like the Beast Mordos. This was fucking Lucha Libre, bro.
These fuckers went nuts.
Yeah, they did.
Nuts, dude.
The match was insane.
They popped their whole pussy, put that all into that shit, dude.
I like this Hologram guy.
Yeah.
I like him.
I'm excited to see more of him.
Me too. Let him face Will Ospreay.
If you haven't watched this match, you definitely should. I think his first match, the whole thing's on YouTube.
Yeah, it was against Gringo Loco.
Yeah, I think you can at least find the Gringo Loco one on YouTube. I'm not sure about this one, but definitely watch this match. It was fucking good. Alright, let's go into the SummerSlam predictions. So, Dylan, if you want to...
We got SummerSlam predictions because SummerSlam is this upcoming Saturday from Cleveland, Ohio. go where the Cleveland Browns play. The home of the Browns. Cleveland Stadium. We got 7 matches. They're all one-on-one matches. It's such a weird card looking at that and like not seeing a tag match or a triple threat or anything like that. It's fucking crazy. But anyway, I don't know if this is the true order, but we're going to find out when we watch it. Anyway, we got for the World Heavyweight Championship, Damian Priest versus Gunther. I'm picking Gunther. It's his time. Gunther's winning.
Gunther's winning.
Gunther's winning. Maybe Finn Balor cheats.
Screws.
Yeah, like screws, or maybe Gunther gets his moment, wins clean, and then something happens the following night on Raw or Monday. Something happens. Singles match for the WWE Women's Championship, and that is Bayley versus Nia Jax.
Bayley's winning it.
I would hope so.
I don't even know what's going on with that whole thing, but yeah, Bayley's winning.
The only thing that I know that's going on with this is Tiffy and Nia are like being friends, so because Tiffy's missed Money in the Bank, but I don't think Tiffy's gonna cash in just yet. She might, but I don't think she might not cash in just yet. Then we got the other women's title, Liv Morgan versus Rhea.
Rhea.
I think Liv wins.
Yeah.
I think Dom makes a choice here.
I think Rhea wins.
I think Liv wins. I just see Dom making a choice.
Okay.
I just see it happening. It's not going to be the right choice by man standards, but he's dumb. It's okay. I like Dom, though. For the undisputed WWE Championship, we got Cody Rhodes versus Solo Sikoa.
Cody wins.
Jacob Fatu wins.
Okay.
Cody Rhodes wins. Jacob Fatu's getting a tag team title shot on the SmackDown before this next week.
Really?
Yeah, him and the one Tonga guy won a gauntlet match on SmackDown, and they're facing DIY for the tag belts, and I hope they win.
Didn't DIY just win those belts?
Yeah, and it's unfortunate, but like, bro, I'm sorry. Jacob Fatu needs to put the belt on him, bro.
Okay.
Anyway, for the United States title, Logan Paul versus LA Knight. Yeah.
LA Knight, because I'm tired of Logan Paul.
It's LA Knight's time. I hope Logan Paul loses, and this is Logan Paul's hometown too.
Good, I hope he loses.
Me too. You hear why he wasn't on the Japanese tour?
He has other
obligations.
I wonder
what that is. For the Intercontinental Championship, Sami Zayn versus Braun Breaker, a rematch. I think Braun does it this time.
You think so?
Yeah.
Okay. I can see that.
It's Braun's time.
I could see Braun winning.
With the help of Rick and Scott Steiner.
Yeah.
That'd be insane. And I don't know if this is the main event. I don't see this being the main event. I see Cody and Solo being the main event. Does Roman return, you think?
Yeah.
You think Roman returns?
I think Roman returns.
I think so too. I think Roman returns. CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre. Seth Rollins, a special guest referee. Drew wins.
Mm-hmm.
Do I see this being a squash match like I was kind of hoping for it to be? No. Maybe 10 minutes. I see them keeping it simple so Punk doesn't get injured. The right choice is Drew wins, and that will not be the end of the feud, but they don't need to do back-to-back-to-back pay-per-views to like kill this feud.
Yeah.
They can let it breathe a little bit. I think this feud ends with Punk and Drew at Bad Blood in a Hell in a Cell match. But I think this will go to Punk versus Rollins. I think Seth's going to screw Punk. There's going to be a ref bump in this match, too.
You think Seth Rollins is going to take a bump?
Damn right.
Okay.
He's going to take a bump. It's not like he's hurt.
You think he's going to take a bump?
He's going to take a bump.
I hope he oversells it. I hope it's like Punk like accidentally backs into him or something, and he like Shawn Michaels sells it. Can you imagine? Like he flips himself over the top rope, he bounces up like off the ground, lands on his feet, stumbles around, does a cartwheel, and just falls on his back.
What do you think Seth Rollins is going to wear as the referee outfit?
I think it's going to be a crop top and booty shorts.
Yeah?
Yep.
Like Shawn Michaels?
Yep. It's going to be a tight-fitted crop top, leather booty shorts, and tall slut boots.
Okay.
Maybe some fishnets. Hands down.
Okay.
Hands down, I think that Seth Rollins is going to slutify himself.
Who's more slutty? Damian Priest or Seth Rollins?
Seth Rollins, hands down. Hands down. Damian Priest might be slutty, but he wishes he could be on the level of slut as Seth Rollins. The S in Seth stands for slut.
Seth. Slutty Rollins.
And the R in Rollins stands for really slutty.
Alright, moving on. To who's winning the Drew and Punk match, Lissy?
Drew.
Okay. Moving on to the flashback match of the week. Take over, Lissy.
I can't, you took the notes. Thanks. Flashback match of the week was the Von Erichs versus the Freebirds, WCCW 1983.
So, Lissy. This is from World Class Championship Wrestling 1983.
Yeah.
At the Sportatorium in Texas. The Von Erichs versus the Freebirds. Texas versus Georgia. What did you think of the fabulous Freebirds when we were watching this?
I think that I don't understand how somebody could look
All
so...
three of them, you mean?
How a group could look so queer, but also look like they're about to hate crime me in the same vein. I don't get it. I don't understand it. It made me feel unsafe.
Explain what they were wearing so that people don't know.
They were wearing like robes or coats or maybe vests. They were all, I know one of them was wearing a robe, and I can't remember if the other two were wearing like a coat or a vest.
What were the robes?
I'm getting there.
Okay.
Getting there. They were glittery, bedazzled, sparkly, boots the house down mama, praise mother toilet vomit, Confederate flags.
Yes.
Which was the most uncanny valley fucking shit I've ever seen in my life. I don't understand it. I don't get it. I know it was back in the 80s and wrestling was a different time then.
And they were in the South.
They were in the South. But they sure did look like they would hate crime me and also be like, but no T-sis. Like, hands down.
Especially Michael Hayes.
Yes, especially Michael Hayes. All in all, I think the match was good. It was fun. It was fine. It was simple. But it was like just simple enough to be good. Like it wasn't simple bad. It was just an overall good, fun, clean match.
What did you think of the Von Erichs?
I like the Von Erichs. I like Carrie.
Like Carrie?
I like Carrie.
You like Carrie? Carrie, your favorite one?
Yeah, I'd say Carrie's my favorite one.
I'll have to show you some Texas Tornado now.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, why did you pick this match?
I really just wanted to watch the Von Erichs versus the Freebirds.
Okay.
I was in I was in the mood for 80s Southern wrestling, and this is the best 80s Southern wrestling can get. Pretty much is the Von Erichs and Freebirds, a classic rivalry, spanning in the 80s, and they've had some great 6-man tags, and this was a good one. All you got to type in on YouTube is WCCW Von Erichs versus Freebirds. It's the first one that pops up. It's from 1983. It's for the 6-man World Tag Team titles. It's Kevin, Carey, and David Von Erich versus Buddy Roberts, Michael Hayes, and Terry Gordy of the Fabulous Freebirds. And I wanted to show Lissy it because it was different.
Yeah.
And it was fun.
Yeah.
And it was good. 6 stars.
Yeah.
6 stars. A star for every man in there. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
The Iron Claw. This was
the Iron Claw.
Well, this match was in the Iron Claw. Fun fact.
Yes, it was.
But yeah. Von Erichs versus the Freebirds. Look it up.
Solid match.
Look it up.
Solid, good, fun, old school wrestling.
Yes, wrestling. Yeah, wrestling. That's WRSSILIN. That is wrestling. Anyway.
Okay. Well, I guess it takes us into the end of this episode.
The end. We're going to break an hour at least.
Oh, yeah.
Another short episode.
Episode.
We're tired.
We're very tired, and I don't have the energy to really talk much. I mean, next week's episode will probably be better talking about SummerSlam. I might have to rewatch SummerSlam because I think I'm going to be working when it's on.
Boo!
It's on Saturday?
It's on Saturday.
So I'll have to see. I think I might be working. I don't know what time I'm working though, so I might be lying.
I was crying on a Saturday night.
But let's go on to the Wrestler of the Week, which since I'm hosting, I get to pick.
Yes.
Yahoo. So I just think in light of this upcoming week, I think my wrestler of the week is going to be Drew McIntyre.
Drew McIntyre.
Yeah.
Drew McIntyre.
Let's talk about Drewy. Let's talk about Drucifer McIntyre.
Why do you like Drew McIntyre?
Because he's a fucking petty bitch.
Okay.
Well, I mean, specifically, I really like what he's doing right now because he's a petty catty bitch. But I've always liked Drew. Granted, I was not watching when Drew was originally in WWE and then like got released and then came back. I think my first exposure to Drew McIntyre was actually pandemic era.
Okay.
When I started watching wrestling again. So my knowledge of Drew McIntyre is really only 2020 and up. And I always liked him, and I always had a lot of respect for him, for carrying WWE on its back during the pandemic as a champion.
Yeah.
And I do still wish he would get another championship reign in front of people.
I think he will.
I think he definitely will. I think he deserves it. I'm just waiting for that time to come. But no, I always just, I don't know, something about him just like drew me to him, no pun intended.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if it was just initially like the attire and I was like, yo, this dude's fucking cool. I like this guy. Or what it was, but I always just really liked him a lot.
What's some of your favorite Drew McIntyre matches or moments?
Oh, God. I'm trying to actually just think back to, like, rivalries that he's had that I really liked. I mean, obviously, I like a lot what he's doing with Punk now.
I think this is his best work.
I think it is his best work, too. And honestly, again, like, going back to what I was saying earlier, like, I feel like Drew's all, like, been kind of in this limbo, like, of just not really doing a whole hell of a lot and not doing much, after he lost the belt.
Drew has always been in that limbo. Like, when he debuted in WWE, he was given the Chosen One.
Yeah.
And, like, that's a big thing to take with you and everything. Like, you're the Chosen One by Vince McMahon at the time. And he wins the Intercontinental title. Like, okay, they see something in him and stuff. Like, cool. And then he loses the Intercontinental title. And then he's kind of just stuck in limbo. And then stuck in limbo. And no one cares about him. And the next thing you know, he's in 3MB with Heath Slater and Jinder Mahal. And they do 3MB and then he gets released. And it's probably one of the greatest things to happen to him.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like how Cody wasn't released. He asked for his release. But he goes and does the indie circuit. He goes to TNA. He comes back to NXT. Wins the NXT title. Gets called up to the main roster. He's stuck in limbo again.
Mm-hmm.
The pandemic happens. He finally gets his moment. But it's during the pandemic. And then he gets stuck in limbo again after the pandemic. He loses the belt and all of that. He's kind of stuck in limbo. He's doing stuff here and there. He's doing the splash water commercials.
Yeah, the Drew McIntyre water.
Yeah. And then he injures Punk, and it's the greatest thing to happen to him.
Mm-hmm.
Drew has been very underrated. His work has always been good.
Yeah, like anytime Drew's in a match, even if it was just like a random throw together match, like just for like a SmackDown or a Raw or whatever, I've always been like seated to watch.
Yeah,
because I like Drew.
I think another one. I think my favorite Drew match is him, Sheamus, and Gunther.
Yeah,
100%.
No, that match solid. Solid men beating each other up, meaty men slapping meat type of shit.
Yeah.
I just always thought he was funny and like a cool dude, and
I really enjoyed him and Rollins too at Mania.
Yeah.
For how simple it was.
His little feud with Rollins was really fucking good.
Yeah.
Like, don't get me wrong, of course, like, the stuff with him and Punk right now is top tier, but, like, his little tiff with Rollins, like, those two dudes are fucking match made in heaven, honestly. Yeah. Like, those two are phenomenal together.
That's why I think the SummerSlam match with Punk's gonna be cool. because
Yeah.
with Rollins being involved too, it's gonna be really compelling story.
I think he'll do a good job with it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I'm so tired, man.
Me too.
I can't even really think about like much, and I fucking love Drew.
I'm just happy they took the sword off of him. It was cringy.
Yeah, I do think it was insane though that he had a sword, and realistically speaking, he was able to write his sword off in taxes
Yeah.
because he used it for work.
Yeah.
Like, that's wild to me. Like, can you imagine just like being the guy that does Drew McIntyre's taxes, and like the 1 year comes through like this fucking sword that's written off?
Like, why the fuck's the sword here, bro?
How the Young Bucks can write off all their shoes. Fucking insane.
It's crazy what wrestlers can write off. Like, if you do some dig deeping, you can find like what wrestlers have written off in their taxes.
Dig deeping?
Dig deeping. There's also wrestlers that have gotten in trouble for not paying their taxes.
Yeah.
Pay your taxes, kids.
Yeah, pay your fucking taxes. Fucking wild to me.
It sucks, but just pay them.
But yeah, I mean, what do you got to say about Drew?
I think I pretty much said what I said about Drew, that he's always been constantly underrated, but always really good. Like he's always been a bright spot in what can be rocky waters of WWE.
Very rocky waters of WWE.
But there's always been, even when he was in 3MB being treated like a fucking joke, it was still funny.
All right.
I have to show you WLC at one point.
Oh boy, okay.
Because he's in that and it's fucking funny.
Oh boy. Well, all right. I'm tired. I want to go take a bath. So I think we're going to wrap this up here.
I'm gonna wrap it up.
We're going to wrap it up, boys. So thank you guys so much for watching, listening, however you want to classify this being. If you like this podcast, which God bless you if you do, make sure to like, share, subscribe, send it out to your friends, and you can follow us on Instagram at Talkin Wrasslin Pod. That is TALKIN_WRASSLIN_POD. If you want to follow me on any of my social media platforms, you could find me on Instagram or Twitter at the same handle, which is Lungtard. That is LUNG_TAR. And if you want to find me on TikTok, you could find me at LungBucks. That is LUNG_BUCKS. Dylan, where can people find you?
You can find me on the Twitter or the Instagram. I don't care. At Danny_line Valo_line DANI_line VALO_line. And also, I know we still gotta watch like A&E documentaries or Most Wanted Treasure shit and whatnot. We will eventually. So if you're looking forward to us talking about the Ultimate Warrior episode, it will happen eventually.
At some point in our lives.
College Football 25 has become very addicting.
Yeah,
I have a problem.
he does.
I might have to have an intervention or something. Anyway.
Thank you guys so much for watching, and we will see you next time. Goodbye.
And good night.
Bang.